Hi, I'm Mo, and I did not turn into a wolf and go awooga at all during this movie.
And I'm TJ, and I did. And I've also been itching to talk about this movie all day.
Shazam!
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I feel like I need a shower.
Yep. And this is...
It's still new to us, damn it!
Welcome to Still New to Us, damn it. I'm Mo, he's TJ, as he just said, and we're here to watch every movie ever made to impress a lot of people at parties we have not been invited to yet.
But we will. They've
We
got
will
to start
be.
coming in one of these
Okay?
days.
Yeah, I thought a second I saw the mailman coming up. I thought he was going to put an envelope in my door, and then he just, I was like, oh, you looked at it again? And I was like, oh, no. And then he walked to the next house.
We watched Clifford, man. We got to be invited this time.
Gotta be. How many people have seen Clifford? Not that many, I bet.
Dozens, maybe.
Dozens. Definitely dozens. Well, TJ, we're back again to record another episode.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Feeling great.
Yes, we're
How
now
are
into
you?
the banter section of the
That's
of the
right.
podcast.
Oh,
yes.
yes. Seamless transition.
Seamless transition into banter.
I am good. The
Yeah.
Detroit Tigers are abysmal, but they're only like 3 games out of
Yeah.
first place. In
I
the
have no
division.
idea if they're winning right now, but...
Oh, yeah, they are. Yeah, and they're playing Kansas City.
Yeah, the
right?
worst team in
that's
our
amazing.
division. So, yeah, hopefully we win. Yeah. I've been
They
doing...
would be on brand for them to get swept, though.
Yeah. No, they won the last game.
They
so.
won last night. That's right.
Yeah,
Wasn't
true.
it? It was a scare, though.
It was a scare.
Yeah.
It was a scare.
But you're
But
right.
that's baseball, so we don't... I mean, you only care
Dude,
about
we
that,
don't have
yeah.
anything else right now.
That's
the
true.
Stanley Cup Finals were a wash.
True. So are the NBA
finals were a wash.
Yeah.
And football doesn't start until
August. So, yeah.
There's only like 2 months though.
It's true.
That's insane.
That's true.
God, that's crazy.
It's
We're almost in quarter 3, 2023.
Yeah.
That's wild.
This is not a sports podcast, TJ.
Sorry.
Not talking
Sorry.
about
We'll
sports.
refocus the banter.
This is
We have
about
to
movies.
recalibrate the banter.
Yeah.
What have you been watching recently?
I've been watching a lot of Anthony Mann, James Stewart films.
Oh, what Jimmy Stewart film?
Let's see. He made like 10 of them with Anthony Mann, the director.
Oh, okay.
The recent one I watched was called Thunder Bay. It's not a Western one. I think they made all Westerns except for like one movie, and that was it. It's about how Jimmy Stewart is an oil man trying to find oil in the New Orleans Sea. And he goes to a small town. He finds oil, but the fishermen are angry at him because he thinks they're going to kill the shrimp. And so it's like a little war between the fishermen and the oil men.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And Jimmy Stewart's actually the good guy, which is weird because usually oil men are not good guys.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Mhm.
Does he still speak with the same exact drawl that he's always had?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good,
Then
good.
I watched, I think, not McGlynn Clock. That was a different one. It was Winchester 73. That was the first one.
Mhm.
The second one, I forgot what it was called. It wasn't that better. It was like the worst one compared to 2.
Okay.
So, yeah. But yeah, I've been watching those. I've read some good books. Read 2 Kurt Vonnegut books. Slaughterhouse 5, so that was interesting. Reading right now a book called Baseball, Nazis, and Hot Dogs. It's about a sports journalist from New Jersey who grew up in the 1930s and experiences. And I got a book called Raw Dog, I think it's called The Dirty History of Hot Dogs.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I am excited.
As if to say that they're that not just the history of the hot dog is dirty and that they are somehow cleaner now.
Maybe. I think it goes into that, like the hot dog eating competitions of how like they screwed Kobayashi because he was Japanese and they wanted like an American champion, so they put Joey Chestnut in.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's actually. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
definitely.
Well, you'll have to let me know how that is.
Yeah, and that's mostly it. Yeah.
Good.
What have you been watching, TJ?
I'm a season into Welcome Back, Kotter,
Yeah.
which is really good.
Mr. Carter!
Mr. Kotter.
Mr. Carter.
Yeah, it's a good show. I
Definitely.
very much enjoy it. I didn't know that's actually where John Travolta came from
Yeah.
until I saw him.
I would
on,
say watch the first 2 seasons, and then when like John Travolta starts to leave, like when he gets his own place and stuff, then you can just stop because that's when like it goes down. Because John Travolta left, the guy who plays Carter leaves. Gabe Kaplan, he's gone. He leaves because
What do you mean he's gone?
He's gone. He leaves the series.
Really?
Yeah, because John Travolta leaves. He's like, okay, I'm getting out of this ship. So he
I
left.
had no idea, and they kept going.
And they kept going, yeah.
With who?
With
Horshack?
Yeah, Horshack, Boom Boom Washington.
Okay.
And what's that guy?
Oh, Juan Epstein.
Juan Epstein, yeah.
Wait, but like, who teaches the class?
I don't know.
His wife?
No, I don't know.
I had no idea. This
Yeah.
really bummed me out because I really enjoyed the first season. You
Yeah.
know, it's not like the funniest thing I've ever seen, but it's an enjoyable old school sitcom.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for that kind of thing, and I love the theme song.
That's true. The theme song
Yeah,
is
the theme
amazing.
song is
And with
really
number
good.
1.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not shitting me. Okay.
No.
Nice. I know it's by John Sebastian.
Yeah.
He was in some band that was at least a one-hit wonder. I can't remember what. The Lovin' Spoonful. Yes, the Lovin' Spoonful. Yes.
That's cool.
They had a couple hits, I think. But anyway, I did not know that, and that really kind of bums me out because how are you going to do Welcome Back Kotter without Kotter?
I don't know. But, you know what happened to Valerie Harper after she left the Mary Tyler Moore Show?
No.
Okay, so she was on a sitcom called Valerie. It was like her, Jason Bateman, and like a bunch of other people. She was the main character. She was the mom.
Jason Bateman?
Jason Bateman. That's how he got to start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but Valerie Harper didn't like the show or want to get paid more money. They're like, no, we're not going to do that. So she said, okay, I'm leaving. So I think the first season was called Valerie. Then it was called Valerie Harper, the second season for some reason. And then after that, it was called the Hogan Family, and that's it. And then the Hogan Family went on without it for like 5 more seasons or something.
And then it became Hogan Knows Best.
Yes, exactly. Being Hogan's no best. Hogan no best. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I
so
did
that's
not
happened.
know that.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's possible.
So
It's
all right.
possible. Unfortunately for this one, it did not happen. No.
I almost want to watch it all the way through then just to see how bad it can get.
I mean, it's probably funny. I don't know. I just remember every time I see reruns, I'm just like, oh, this is like the seasons without Carter. So I'm just like,
Well, to be honest with you, I could do without Barbarino, without John Travolta, more than I could without Gabe Kaplan.
yeah,
Gabe Kaplan's the whole point of the show, but whatever.
yeah.
Whatever. We've talked enough about
I like Juan Epstein. He's my favorite.
Epstein's great.
Yeah.
I mean, all the kids are great.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
do think it's a very funny show.
She was on Cagney Lacey after that.
I've heard of that.
Yes,
I've heard of that.
that's true.
I know Ron Palillo, TV's Horseshack,
Yeah,
went on to eventually fight in celebrity boxing against Dustin Diamond.
awesome.
That's about all I know, and that he's passed away, which
Yes.
sucks, but
Mm-hmm.
it happens.
That happens. Any movies?
I watched Milk for the first time.
Oh, how was it?
Very good.
That's
Very
cool.
good movie, yeah. Sean Penn was really good. Everyone was really good
Cool.
in that. Definitely a great movie.
How much milk did he drink?
None.
What?
Yeah.
I just
There
I
was
just
no
once. It
mention
was
of
just
dairy.
like he just has a glass of milk and drinks it. That's
There
it.
was no mention of dairy whatsoever.
Wow,
Yeah.
amazing.
I know. It is
Mhm.
interesting, but it defies expectations is how I define that movie.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
But really, that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that enough banter? Are we invited to
I
parties
think
yet?
so. Let me check. Checking phone. No.
Oh God, this
No.
is murder.
I
We
know.
can talk about baseball again.
No. God. What are we, sports radio hosts? Come on.
No.
Okay, so
There's too many. That's
There's-
a cliche.
yeah.
We're movie podcasts.
we're movie podcasters. Okay, there's never been 2 white guys doing movie podcasts before.
No, we're very niche.
You're very niche. Very
All
niche.
right.
Exactly.
All right, though. But
Okay, TJ, what movie are we watching this week?
we are watching The 7-Year Itch.
Ooh.
That was one of my selections.
Cool. I
After-
once had a 1-year itch. Had to go
Did
to the
you?
hospital. Yeah.
It sounds terrible.
It was bad.
No need to elaborate.
A lot of needles.
Wish I hadn't known this about you.
Yeah.
But The 7-Year Itch was one of my movies that I begrudgingly selected after you had revealed that you'd seen, what was it, Some Like It Hot.
Something like hot.
So
and,
what was my
and Double Indemnity.
Yes, Double Indemnity.
Yeah.
Yes, I do have to watch that one. But I chose this one. This is the other Marilyn Monroe, Billy Wilder picture.
My first Marilyn Monroe picture, I believe.
Mine too, actually. I don't think I'd ever heard her. I heard the clip of her singing "Happy Birthday, Mr. President."
Yeah.
That I think is the only time I'd have heard her voice.
Yeah, I think
until
I've
now.
seen a few clips of How to Marry a Millionaire. Oh no, I've seen Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. I've seen that.
Oh.
This is my second Marilyn Monroe movie.
Okay.
Yes, I've seen that.
Okay. Very well. This is my first time seeing her act.
Yeah.
This is 1955.
Yeah.
Again, Billy Wilder, and it's actually based on a 3-act play from 52.
Yes, and you can definitely tell that throughout this movie.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. And to
definitely.
be honest with you, I like that. I like that as a style. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, excuse me, like the movie because of that, but I'm a big sucker for movies that are play-like, even if they're not based on plays, like 10 Cloverfield Lane, The Hateful Eight, where they take place in like 1 or 2 settings.
Okay.
I kind of like that. It's minimalist. It forces you to use that environment to help tell the story, and it really forces your actors, your performers to, be better, I suppose.
Yeah,
Be that much better.
definitely.
But
Alright. So I thought this movie was of a guy who didn't like masturbate for 7 years.
Did you actually think that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I was thinking like, what's the 7-year itch? I'm like, this guy must not have had sex in like 7 years.
To be honest with you, I had no idea what this was about.
Yeah.
I knew there was a Simpsons episode called The 7 Beer Snitch when Homer goes to prison and becomes a prison snitch. So I thought maybe it was a prison movie. I was wrong. Very, very wrong. So yeah, like I said, directed by Billy Wilder. Screenplay was by George Axelrod, who created the play, and Billy Wilder. And it stars Marilyn Monroe and Tom Ewell.
Yes.
I believe you pronounce it.
Exactly, yes.
And he starred in the play.
He did, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And Billy Wilder, known for Sunset Boulevard and Buddy Buddy, his last film.
His last ever film?
Last ever film, right before he died. No, I don't think right before he died, but yeah, Buddy Buddy was his last film.
And once again, to people who hadn't listened to our last episode, as Mo pointed out, it is phenomenal. Billy Wilder's Wikipedia photo is him blinking.
Yes.
It really is something
great.
to behold.
I love it. It's amazing.
It's something to behold.
Yes. And as you said, George Axelrod, he also, I believe, wrote Breakfast at Tiffany's and Lord Love a Duck.
Okay.
Yes, with Billy Wilder. As you said, starring Marilyn Monroe of Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and Suda Who Scooter Hey.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom Ewell of The Girl Can't Help It and The Lieutenant Wore Skirts. Because women can't be in the army, TJ.
Of course they can't.
How foolish of them.
They're so cute how they bless their hearts.
Bless their hearts. Yeah. So TJ, what the fuck is this movie about?
All right. I'm glad you asked. Well, when his wife and son depart for a vacation in Maine to escape a New York City heat wave, publishing executive Richard Sherman plans on a quiet, productive summer free of his usual vices, namely alcohol and tobacco, which he has quit on the advice of his doctors. His optimism for a summer of clean living is dashed nearly immediately, however, upon meeting his neighbor for the summer, a stunning young model who's renting the room above his for the summer, played by Marilyn Monroe. Before long, Richard invites the girl downstairs for a drink and a smoke, and his imagination runs wild as he finds himself caught between bouts of confidence and insecurity, justification and resentment, and faithfulness and infidelity. After seeking counsel from a psychologist whose book Richard's company is publishing, he learns of the so-called 7-year itch, the tendency for many married men to yearn for new romantic experiences after 7 years of marriage. Ultimately, the temptations of spending the summer with this beautiful girl prove too much for Richard, who decides to let her enjoy both apartments for the summer while he joins his family in Maine. In the end, some mild, very 1950s-style hilarity ensues.
Thank you, TJ.
Yes, of course.
That was great.
Now, my first question to you.
Yeah.
At which point in the movie did you first realize that this was not a biopic about the Super Bowl winning cornerback Richard Sherman?
About a minute in. Why?
I was just curious. I think it. I had seen the signs that maybe it wasn't. You know, there were some clues, but I.
Why would you think it was about Richard Sherman? May I ask you that question?
His name's Richard Sherman.
Oh, really?
Certainly didn't just make that up.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
But then during the scene with the famous scene with the subway and
Yeah.
the skirt blowing up, seeing that image made me think, no, wait, Richard Sherman was born in the 80s.
Yeah.
This sounds silly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was pleasantly surprised to learn that.
Ah,
Yeah.
me too. Definitely. TJ, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think this whole movie would have been solved if he just joked off once?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, the MPAA, were they even around actually in the 50s? I don't know if they were.
There was a code. It was called the
Yes.
Hays Code.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
The Hays Code. Something tells me they wouldn't have been all right with that.
Yeah.
But yes, it absolutely would have solved everything.
Yeah. I was like, oh, God, I'm so horny. What am I doing? He just beats it, and then like, okay, I'm good.
Right. I mean, I say it's very 1950s style humor in this movie. I don't think that's unfair to say.
Yeah, I think there's some good moments. My favorite little bit was when you see the book cover of Little Women, and it's Little Women or the Secrets of a Girl's Dormitory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
That was funny.
That was a fun little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start in the very beginning. So the first fateful scene in this movie is just like a flashback to Native American times.
Yes.
Where everybody's in brown face.
Yes.
And there's one girl, and then
Yeah.
I don't like. What's this tradition of like sending your like wife and kid on a vacation and you not going?
I'm glad
I have
you asked
never
that.
heard about that.
I
Ever.
think that probably was more common back then because the American dollar bought you a lot more.
Yeah.
I think, and one salary could probably sustain a family a lot easier. And so maybe, and again, it is worth noting that he has a higher up job.
Yeah, he's
So it's not like he's, blue collar or anything. He's obviously making decent money for the time, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd never heard of that being a tradition, sending the wife and children off during the summer.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say that I would be too surprised to hear it was something rich people did in the 50s.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I never heard of that. I mean, if I was like, if I want to go on vacation with my family, I would wait until like I can go and then just go with them.
But people back then, that's just all they did. They worked themselves to death, man.
Yeah,
They lived to be 50 if they were lucky. They spent 90% of their time in smoke-filled rooms. And it's a miracle they did make it to 50,
True.
honestly.
Richard Sherman looked 55 and he was 38.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Sure.
I'm glad you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about this movie is, I don't know, it's almost camp to the, it's so 1950s
yeah.
outrageous and tasteless that it's to the point of camp.
Yeah.
Like you said, the brown-faced Native Americans.
All the Native Americans had sex with one woman.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the way that they follow her, it's like Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
And then when they mirror that in the subway, or not the subway, but when he's, what is it, the train?
Yeah,
the
train station, yeah.
He sends his wife and kid off on the train, and then all the men are following one woman as all their wives have gone out. Yeah, I don't know if that is really a tradition, but...
Yeah, did everybody just have sex with other people, not their wives, in the 1950s? Or was this like...
Well, that's the funny thing, too, is like their version of infidelity, like... He kisses Marilyn Monroe at one point and is like still not, like, oh, I didn't cheat on her yet, or at least that's the attitude I get. Well,
he feels guilt over it.
He does.
He tried to have sex with her, but he failed.
Right, but is that? I don't think in his mind he was in. It was infidelity per se.
Maybe, yeah. I do love how she's like, oh, this happens all the time. I was like, that's a bad thing, Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, and
that thing should not happen to you.
Yeah, and she says that she likes married men because they're not going to ask her to marry them.
Yeah.
Listen, let's just get this out of the way. This movie is hilariously outdated.
Outdated, sexist. I think Porky's is more progressive than this movie.
Yeah, I think
Definitely.
so. I mean, I don't know anything about Billy Wilder, and I'm not going to, like... I don't know.
Well, he helped co-wrote
this. Was he misogynist or something? Like,
I don't know. I think it was just the humor of the day, maybe.
It probably was, yeah.
I mean, yeah, there was some good, funny bits, a little bit, but...
There were. And trust me, I'm not someone that's going to say this is problematic and it should never be watched.
Yeah,
honestly, you have to watch it and laugh at it.
Yeah.
It's because it's so outlandish. This movie literally features a man who is striving to be a family man, who's taking steps to quit smoking, quit drinking, and just have a clean summer. And it's all upended because of his beautiful new neighbor played by Marilyn Monroe.
He's got a walking boner. That's
right.
His walking boner. It's
right.
Like, I can't not have sex with this woman. I have to have sex with this woman.
I know. It's like his duty.
It's his duty. Like, oh, God, my penis is controlling me. I got to have sex with Marilyn Monroe.
Right.
I can't have anything else. No, I can't. I can't just not do it. Masturbate or something. I have to have sex with her.
Right.
My wife's away. That's the thing you got to do.
And even though she's actively not, leading him on.
Yeah.
At least I didn't get the sense that she was leading him on.
Yeah.
But she's also shown to not tell him no. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't know how to word it very well, other than to say it's just so dated that you have to laugh at it.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of Marilyn Monroe?
I think she was. I mean, she played the role well as like a ditzy damsel who's. I mean, I don't know if she was funny. Like, I don't think she was the funniest thing in the whole movie, but she played a role well as not damsel in distress, but just a damsel who's been simple-minded and is just like, ooh.
What would they call her? A tart?
A tart. But she wasn't really a tart. She was just so hot that everyone...
more like a prostitute?
Yeah, tart's more like you have sex.
Okay.
I think a lot. But that's just like... Her role was to be the hottest woman ever, and she is the hottest woman ever. Mm-hmm. And just like every man who ever saw her gets a boner and just follows her.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Is this almost like the 1950s equivalent of American Beauty? Except just a lot more lighthearted, I guess.
I guess so.
No, I don't know. I tried to I tried to think about what this would remind me of more contemporary.
Except in American Beauty, Kevin Spacey tries to have sex with a 16-year-old woman.
That is the distinction.
Yeah, yes.
Correct. The only distinction here is that she is younger than him, but she's obviously an adult.
True.
You're right. Well, maybe the signs were there the whole time with him. I don't know. It's on the bright side. It's at least funny to see, like, you know, the 1950s gets so sanitized, right?
Yeah.
It's all about the milkshakes and fast food and, you know, that Americana that is always associated with it. It is funny to see that era sexualized so much for a change. Like, this movie shows the 50s to be extremely horny.
Yeah.
And it shows the anxieties that, you know, that people of the era had about sex, I think.
Well, yeah, it was kind of like that, but it was mostly tamed because in the play it's more dirty. Like in the play they actually have sex.
Oh.
And this one they imply is just like innocence, you know. Even though he did try to attack her one time, and kiss her. But yeah, that was one of the main disappointments that Billy Wilder had in the movie.
Is that he couldn't go?
He couldn't go all the way because the code wouldn't let him. So yeah. So he was just straight. He said he was. I was just straight jacketed. It just didn't come off one bit, and there's nothing I can say except I wish I hadn't made it. I wish I had the property now. So yeah, he's not really proud of this movie. He wished he'd done more with it, you know, gone all the way. But fortunately, the Hays Code or the production code didn't allow him to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense then.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. What did you think of the? Geez, I don't know. What did you think of this movie in a nutshell?
In a nutshell, like you said, it was dated. It was very sexist. There were a few funny bits. I did like the handyman because he was in Stalag 17 and he played a different character, so I like that guy. I really like the weird things he eats and drinks. He had a strawberry soda and he wanted to freshen it up with some Worcester sauce.
Okay.
I don't know what that is. So I was actually planning to bring red pop and like Worcester sauce here, but I forgot.
Oh boy, what a missed opportunity.
Next time. He had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and 2 whiskey sours.
Okay.
Yeah. But I would say like everything else, with including like every time he's with a woman, is not really that funny. Like when he has daydreams about like the secretary.
Oh,
or,
they
like,
go on for so
the
damn
nurse.
long.
It's not really good, you know.
They went on so damn long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously, like the idea is funny, where it's like trying to show that this guy is a blowhard. That he is. What I will say I found interesting is after he invites her down for the drink, he has this big, you know, self monologue, whatever, soliloquy, or for lack of a better term, where he is bouncing from being confident and suave to insecure, and then bouncing, you know, and questioning, is what I'm doing cheating? Is it infidelity? And then going to the other spectrum and saying, no, of course not. I'm just inviting her for a drink. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all cognitive dissonance. You know what that is?
No.
It's basically when someone's thoughts don't gel correctly with their values. So like, you know what I mean? Like the priest who has sexual urges when they're supposed to be chaste or something,
okay.
And the human mind finds a way to justify things. It plays mental gymnastics. Do you see do you see that in him?
Definitely.
That's really what I thought was the most valuable, you know, the most valuable part of this movie. Was that something that is relatable, I think. At least I get that kind of anxiety where, you know, I'll have bouts of confidence and then, you know, lows where, you know, I think, oh, no, I can't do this. And then you get caught in your own head. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was relatable. But otherwise, I mean, literally all you have to know about this movie to know what it's about is, yes, Marilyn Monroe is so damn sexy.
Yeah.
And she is damn sexy in this movie. But she is so damn sexy that she forces this, or she is the catalyst for why this married man gets back to the bottle and starts smoking again and almost cheats on his wife.
Almost like the guy can't help it. High five. Woo.
Very good.
Thank you. Yeah.
But honestly, not terribly much to say other than that.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to our listeners for this lack of nuance.
To say I do like about the movie, the opening credits were great.
Yes.
I love those.
The stylized, yes.
Yeah, done by Saul Bass, a very famous graphic designer and filmmaker. Mm-hmm. He did the ones for Psycho, Vertigo, West Side Story,
Big,
Goodfellas.
That makes sense.
This
looked like a Hitchcock movie.
Yeah, he did like a whole bunch of movies. Like he's very well known in the movie industry. Yeah. Let's talk about. I say, why not just talk about the famous scene itself?
Sure.
It was very disappointing to me. That scene.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way it's gonna live up to
I was just like, that's the scene. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You just see her like skip those up. I thought it was gonna be like a big moment. Like all of a sudden, like she doesn't know what's coming, and then we get like music, and it was like woo. But no, it wasn't. It was just her a few times. Goes up, and then for the 50s, that's very scandalous. But I'm just like, that's it. Like, I've seen cartoons do it way better with more dramatic and flair, but that was just like nothing.
It's very unceremonious.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. But that goes to speak for the tameness of movies of art at that time, I guess. Like, this is an era where you couldn't. It was taboo, I'm sure, to talk about masturbation, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And I think this movie goes to show that. I couldn't believe how mundane that scene was. Just like you said, there's no music, there's no flair.
Yeah,
that's the best word for it.
No, there's no drama to it. It's just them talking, and then it happens, and then they continue to talk. That's it.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah,
I do like that they came back from seeing The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yes,
and he shows his opinion about it is simple. It's like the most short-minded way of looking at that movie, where it's like, oh, that monster was hideous, it deserved to die, or it deserved what it got, and she's the one feeling badly for it. And I just wanted to note that because I always felt bad for the monster too.
Mm-hmm.
As someone that's always been compared with The Creature from the Black Lagoon, I feel for him in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good to say, because you do look a lot like him, surprisingly. It's weird.
We have the same amount of hair.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so this movie, I don't know, I would say there's definitely, both, as his own words, it's not one of Billy Wilder's best. I mean, it definitely has his comedy, his, like, I think a little bit of a charm to it. Like, I think the dream sequences were just not good at all. Like, even with him, when his wife came back and he pretended to shoot him, that wasn't funny. The carriage ride, that wasn't funny. Yeah, it's just like, there's a few moments where there's like when like, huh? And that's...
His fantasy on the piano with his British accent was cringy.
Yeah.
Cringy as all get out.
That was kind of fun when they were playing chopsticks and everything, but then he attacked her.
That scene, the chopstick stuff was fine.
Yeah.
But just in his like fantasy part with the piano when he's talking in that British accent, I just was like, oh, this guy's such a fucking cornball.
Yeah.
And he is, and that's the point, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Yeah, so I don't really have much to say about this movie. I guess it was fine. I mean, I don't know.
Was it? I mean, again, you have to look at it as camp, and you have to look at it as like a historical piece where it comes from a time when that was scandalous to show Marilyn Monroe's upper legs.
Yeah.
I mean, that is noteworthy.
True. I have in my notes all men garbage, because all the men in this movie were just terrible. Everybody cheated on the wives. Everybody drank and smoked. Just like, it was bad.
The 50s, man. I know his boss. That scene cracked me up too, just because it was so unintentionally, or maybe it was intentionally hilarious. I don't know, but his boss is just so cartoonishly shitty. He's just like, oh yeah, don't feel bad about that, old chap. I'll be up all night playing poker, and we can go out and get some women after. Fascinating. Yeah, it's hard to talk about this in a contemporary way, other than what we've already simplified it into being.
Yeah.
It is very much a product of its time.
Definitely. So let's go into production a little bit, since we need to find something to talk about. The characters, there were characters of Eileen, Marie, and the inner voices of Sherman. And Marilyn Monroe doesn't get a name in this movie. She's just the girl.
Yeah.
So and the girl will drop from the play. And the characters of the plumber, Miss Finch, and the waitress, and Kulak the janitor were added. The famous dress scene was shot twice, once in New York and once on a soundstage. Both were used in the film. And Joe DiMaggio, the husband of Marilyn Monroe, was at the filming of the dress scene and was very angry and disgusted by the attention it received from onlookers, reporters, and photographers in attendance. Yeah. Man. Okay, well, I guess we're going to our final thoughts, maybe.
Sure.
Why not?
I'm
Yeah.
fine with that.
There's not that much to talk about. I mean, this movie didn't really last like a lasting impression on me at all. Like,
Me neither, and I was
I'm just trying to go through the film in my mind and feel like what was interesting, like what parts did I like. I was like, I can't really think of anything. Like,
Me neither.
all I remember is like the sexism.
I promise we watched this movie.
I watched this movie, yes. And
You
it was
know?
just- I mean, Tom Ewell gave a good performance, I guess, but it wasn't funny at all. Like,
It's
I mean,
good for the 50s.
yeah,
man.
but just like now is just not good at all, and it's just like, Marilyn Monroe performance. I don't know, like I think that's the main thing about this movie. People remember the scene more than the actual movie. So, like nobody puts the 7-Year Itch as like one of the greatest films of all time or anything like that. They just remember it from that one scene.
Yeah.
And I can see why, because this whole movie is just kind of nah, and there's nothing to it except for that one scene. I mean, the ending wasn't even that great. It was just like the guy he thought his wife was cheating on came and he punched him in the face, and it was just like I will not have sex with that other woman, even though I kissed her twice and she kissed me, and it's just like
I'm gonna do the right thing and be with my wife. And again, it's not even about him just so, quote unquote, masturbating and just, dealing with this sexual tension or whatever, and still, I don't know. It's just he's avoiding the problem. That's all he does.
Yeah.
He tells his boss, "Sorry, I'm leaving for 2 months." Is that the moral of the story? Just avoid temptation. Don't work to,
I guess so. Yeah. Maybe
I
go on
don't know.
vacation with your family. Don't send them away.
Right, life is too short, especially when the life expectancy is only like 45 in the 50s or whatever the hell it was. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the message of the story is, so much as women will make you cheat. I don't know. Maybe, and that's probably not it. That's probably extreme, but I don't know.
Yeah.
This movie just.
Yeah.
Yeah, you summed it up well. I'm sorry, I'm incoherent at this point.
Mm-hmm. But this movie makes you
2 stars out of 6.
Also 2 stars out of 6 for me. This movie is like
it was not.
It's not one of Billy Wilder's best. Yeah. So if I were you, just watch the scene if you want to. It's not that great. It's just you see a script blows up twice, and if it was 1955, I think everybody would die from shock or something. And once again, the bonus would just pop up. It would be like boom.
Yeah. There are promo photos of her while she was filming that scene that are saucier than what's actually in the movie.
Yeah.
So.
Kind of wish that Billy Wilder was allowed to just do whatever he wanted, but fortunately during those times he couldn't, so it sucked.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't recommend people go check this one out, but if you really, really, really want to, you could do worse, I guess.
If you really want to see like all of Billy Wilder's films, go ahead, check it out. But yeah, 2 out of 6 stars. This was kind of that. So let's get into what the hell was going on back in 1955 with the Oscars and everything.
Sure.
Okay, so this was nominated for no Oscars at all, which is not surprising. It was nominated. Marilyn Monroe was nominated for a BAFTA. Billy Wilder and George Axelrod was nominated for a WGA award, Mighty Girls of America, and Billy Wilder was nominated for a Director Guild of America award. Excuse me. Did win 1 Golden Globe, and that was for Tom Ewell of Best Actor in a Comedy or Musical. That was it. Yeah.
All right.
The Oscars for that year, Best Picture winner was Marty. Marty's about a very fat man who is very alone and very sad and just wants to find love.
Wow.
Yeah. And that won Best Picture. Not the best year. I've mostly never heard of any of these movies. I only know Marty because I watched it once. Because I was just
my God.
What's it about?
Oh, damn. I guess we can't watch it now.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah. Other movies that year was Love is a Many Splendid Thing, Mr. Roberts, The Picnic, and The Rose Tattoo. It's not really a great year of film.
I don't
now
know.
They well remembered. The top 10 films of 1955 was number 1, Lady and the Tramp. So Disney still ruled the world back in 1955.
Nice.
2, Mr. Roberts. 3, The Sea Chase. 4, The Tall Men. 5, Galapagos. 6, Love is a Many Splendid Thing. 7, To Catch a Thief. 8, Love Me or Leave Me. 9, The Trouble with Harry. And 10, I'll Cry Tomorrow.
Okay.
I've only heard of 2 of these films.
Yeah, no kidding.
Maybe 3. I think I've heard of The Tall Man before, but I'm not sure.
That's one of those film names where it's like it's so vague. Yeah, you could have heard of it.
There's like 20
You could
tall
just
men.
trick yourself.
Yeah,
Or you could
like,
just trick yourself into thinking you've heard it before. Yeah.
yeah. Fun facts about this movie: Billy Wilder preferred shooting in black and white, but Marilyn Monroe contacted Fox and called for all the movie to be shot in color, which is actually I think was way better because it actually showed off.
This would have been near. I feel like this would have been almost unwatchable if it was black and white.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she looked way better in color.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I don't know why you'd want that. Whatever.
Yeah. Marilyn Monroe's iconic white dress set a record for an auction for $4.6 million in June of 2011. Quintupling the previous record for a movie costume, which was $923,000 for Audrey Hepburn's little black dress from Breakfast at Tiffany's. Yes, which was inspired by the '90s song "Breakfast at Tiffany's" by Deep Blue Something.
Yeah,
of course.
Naturally.
And I said, "What about Breakfast at Tiffany's?" Okay, I gotta stop singing now.
Good song.
Yeah. Marilyn Monroe was eager to work with Billy Wilder. I'm like, there's a whole Criterion collection of Marilyn Monroe films. She worked with some of the best directors in Hollywood. It's insane.
Yeah.
It is insane. She worked with like
Woody Allen at one point, right?
No.
No.
No, she died before Woody Allen became a.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, duh.
Yeah, but she worked with like Howard Hawks. She worked with John Ford. She worked with. I think he work with Fassbender? I don't know, but yeah, she worked with some of the best directors to ever direct before ever, and it's insane. Yeah.
I don't think she works with Michael Fassbender.
Not that. There's another Michael Fassbender.
Not the Magneto Michael.
Not the Magneto Michael Fassbender. No. The famous German director Michael Fassbender.
Okay, I just didn't want you thinking that she worked with Michael Fassbender of Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
Okay.
Not him.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, yes. As I said, she was eager to work with Billy Wilder, but had to agree to star in There's No Business Like Show Business before Fox would allow her to make this film. Martin Malthau was supposed to be Richard Sherman, but Fox wouldn't take the risk of a newcomer, because back then Malthau was a newcomer. So then he turned to Tom Ewell to play him.
Okay.
Yeah. And let's see, The 7-Year Itch is one of the few films that utilizes the footage of New York's original Pennsylvania station, opened in 1910 and torn down in 1963. And that's about it. I mean, yeah, like there's not many fun facts about this movie. That's how it's just like
Movie's just not fun altogether.
It's not. Yeah, it's not fun. It's sexist. It's racist. I did like every small book. The small book covers. That was fun.
Sure.
I like the doctor scene. I say the doctor was also the doctor and the janitor were great. Those are the two best characters. I think.
I would agree with you there.
Definitely. So yeah, that's the 7-Year Itch. It did not make me itch once.
No, me neither.
No. So I guess we go on to a game. Pete, do you have a game for me?
I do actually. It's just one little thing, but I figured we could give this a try. I'm going to host it this time, and then one of these next weeks, I want you to do the same thing. Okay? So what we're gonna do here, because the audience, listen, they want to invite us to parties, but they need to know. They need to vet us a little bit. They need to know things about us. So we're gonna do little trivia, I suppose.
Okay.
Where I'm going to list 3 things, and I want you to tell me which of these events is true and helped shape me into the neurotic gas bag I am today.
Okay.
Okay? And these don't have to be as cripplingly sad as these are, but I figure I owe our audience that much. We just muddled our way, we just stumbled our way through a description of a very meh movie, a 2 out of 6 movie. It's hard to talk about sometimes. So, I'm going to list 3 things, and I want you to tell me which one of these 3 is true. And this will let the audience in on some insight as to what kind of person I am. Does this all make sense?
Yeah.
Very straightforward. And like I said, I want you to do the next one, and they do not have to be depressing at all. We're just going to open it up with that because everyone likes laughing at someone at some point in their life. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So, which of these happened to me? Number 1. I've never been in a fight, but in 7th grade, I was punched in the mouth by a girl classmate. To date, it is the only time I've been punched in a serious manner.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2. In the 9th grade, I lost an election to be a student body treasurer to a classmate whose campaign speech was plagiarized word for word from Napoleon Dynamite, Pedro. And in 11th grade, the girl who agreed to go with me to homecoming canceled on me the morning of homecoming so she could go with someone else.
Ooh. All of them could have actually happened to you. I believe that. I think it's the third one.
The third one about the homecoming?
Yeah.
It's a good guess. And you're right, they all could have happened to me. But no. I have only been punched one time, and it was by a girl classmate. She apologized later on, and we were friends after. But it was one of those watershed middle school moments that keeps me up at night.
So that did happen to you?
It did. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's the only time in my life I've ever been punched. I'm a pacifist. Just don't test me.
I thought I was supposed to guess which one did happen and the other two did not happen to you.
Correct. The other two did not happen to me.
But you said I was right about the one at homecoming.
Oh, I said you were right that they could have happened to me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, these all could have absolutely happened to me, and I'm lucky that they didn't.
Okay.
No. I was like horsing around at some 7th grade camp or something. We went on like a multi-day field trip to like some camp.
So
I don't know.
This did happen.
This did happen.
Okay.
Yes, I'm telling the story here.
Okay.
Because this was one of those watershed middle school moments that will keep you up at night. Because you know how you just remember the cringiest things that ever happened to you.
Yeah.
So I was roughhousing. It was like one of the nights there, and I don't know. I think I like tackled a friend of mine and I didn't realize that he had her like horseback or whatever.
Yeah.
He was like giving her a horseback ride, and I tackled him. So I effectively tackled both of them. And then as I was getting up, she stood over me and bam, right in the mouth. Right in the mouth, man. I remember I had like a St. Timothy chain or something that I'd had from fucking like 2nd grade communion.
Yeah.
And I lost it in that.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think she ripped it off of me. It's not like it was like that. It's just, I think in the whole horseplay, lost that. My mom was disappointed.
Damn.
Yeah, and I never told her I got punched by a girl.
Wow.
I mean, to be honest with you, it's almost funny to mention it because it's just one of those stupid... Like, I'm done being embarrassed by something that happened to me in 7th grade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely. So fuck it.
Yeah.
But I will say this. In 9th grade, I never ran for any, body of government, student, otherwise. And but I do remember the treasurer race in 9th grade. They had to give their speeches. This one girl who was like more like the overachiever type and and not in a bad way, just really good at school and outgoing and whatnot.
Yeah.
She puts together this very passionate, fiery speech, fiery in a good way, speech about how she's excited to serve her classmates. And then this other kid who's like kind of like a popular kid gets up there and just says, "If you vote for me," in the Pedro accent, "If you vote for me, I'll make all your dreams come true." And he won by a landslide. It's just, kids are dumb as fuck, man. That's just all it goes to show.
I would have voted really good.
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
But so then a girl did not leave you for homecoming day?
No.
Okay.
No. Not on the morning of.
Not on the morning of.
I went to homecoming with her,
and
then when I asked her to go to prom, she was like, "I don't think I'm going to go to prom." And so I didn't either. I was like, "I don't even want to go to prom." And then I found out she went with someone else.
Damn.
Yes. So this is my villain origin story.
I see, yes.
These 3 things. But technically, the only one that was true was the first.
Okay.
All right? So I want you next time to come up with 3 things, only one of them being true. The other 2 can flirt with the truth, but they can't be outright true, and I will try and guess which one, okay?
Got it.
All right. Anything else to say about the 7-year itch or about my embarrassing...
No, I was horny the whole time, so yes. So it did work. No.
You know what? We didn't even touch on it too much. You did say you liked Marilyn Monroe's performance?
Yeah, it was good. You know, it was just like she played the role, I think she just plays that in mostly every movie. Mm-hmm. Like Gentlemen Before Blondes, How to Marry a Millionaire. You know, she's the dumb blonde, and that's mostly it. So she was that kind of typecast in that. I think she was in way better movies. Niagara. She was in. I don't know how good The Misfits is. That was a final movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was in a lot of better movies. So yeah, so hopefully I discover more of those. And luckily, the Criterion Channel does have a lot of Marilyn Monroe movies right now. So that's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought she was good. Definitely not I didn't think it was a great performance, but not a bad one at all.
Yeah.
She was definitely good. And I feel like her character was simply written to be every man's fantasy.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
True, yeah. And Tom Yule played, his character well. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he was fine. Everyone was fine.
Just fine.
I do agree with you. The best characters were the doctor and the
janitor.
Janitor, especially when the doctor said, when Tom Yule says to the doctor, "Well, I don't want to cheat on my wife," and the doctor goes, "Yeah, none of us do."
Yeah.
Like all the men just agree, these lousy dames here in the summer are making us smoke and drink and have sex with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, warning to the men going to watch this movie, you will get the urge to hit the casino, buy a bag of blow, and get some hookers.
Definitely.
Just so you know, that's the effect Marilyn Monroe will have on you.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, so that was it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. If you did, please comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify. Because I said Spotify. And Spotify. We'll hopefully have more. Hopefully I don't have to pay for them, but I'll try to find a way to put it on Stitcher and Apple Music. See what else. We're on Twitter @it_dammit, so stay tuned for new episodes that way. And we also have a Facebook page. It's still new to us, because Facebook would now allow us to say damn it on our Facebook page.
I guess Zuck got mad about what his name rhymes with. Kept hearing that too much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, check us out.
Check us out. Comment on us. Tell us we suck or something.
Invite us to parties.
Invite us to parties. And that's it for this week. So hope you guys enjoyed the show. And I am still Mo, and I did turn into a hedgehog, and they go woo.
I'm TJ, and I am speechless.
Thank you. Have a good night, everybody, and let's have Bob and Mitchum play us out. Bye.
Adios.
Hey guys, this is Mo here. We forgot to spin the wheel for this episode. Sorry about that, but we did spin the wheel after, and it landed on the private life of Sherlock Holmes. So please keep out for that in the next few weeks, and hopefully it's good. See ya. Bye.